Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream today. Today we're gonna be looking at Bourree from book number 2, Suzuki book number 2. This is gonna be the last song, last piece from this book, and we're going to be taking a look at the next book next week. So just want to say congratulations for making it this far, and like always, let's take a listen to how this piece goes. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, ready? Let's take a listen. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look. Wait, just 1 second. Now that we know how the piece goes, let's take a listen to, let's just take a look at it phrase by phrase. This one is actually not too difficult. So let's take a look at this first phrase. So let's just play it very slowly. It's already kind of slow, but let's just read it slightly under tempo. And for now, let's just read until the last measure here, the first line, just till the C. Let's not play that open D for that pickup. Let's just read until here. So let's just read it. Remember the pickup. So we come in on the 4th beat, right? So there's no sharps, no flats. So we're gonna be playing all the natural notes unless we have accidentals written, right? All right. So let's read only the first line. Ready? Come in on with the pickup. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. All right, let's try that one more time. Same thing. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and really good. So that's the first line. That's only the first half. So now let's take a look at the second line, starting with the open D pickup, right? So let's do it very slowly. Matter of fact, let's only read it note by note. Let's just read note by note the second line, right? So first note, E, so pick up with the D, E, F sharp, G, E, and then next four would be starting from F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, G, A, F sharp, and then next four, G, A, B, G, and then A, B, C, A, and then C, B, D. Here is double uppo, D, F sharp, G. Let's try this very slowly, starting with the pickup, okay? So, second line with the pickup of open D, right? Last note of the first line. 1, 2, pick up. D, E. So something you can notice, I'll talk about this when I have the full sheet music up, but just remember that we're actually going up a scale and just adding embellishment notes to it, right? So that's the first phrase. Let's take a look at the next phrase and let's see if you notice something. So the next line is this. So we're gonna also start with the with the D pickup, but let's just read it without the pickup. Let's see if you notice something. So 1, 2, 3, and so I don't know if you noticed, but it's the same exact thing as the first two lines that we just read, right? So I'm not gonna go. It's gonna be the same thing. So let's just move on to the next phrase. Just 1 second. Here we go. All right. So we have. Just remember, there's a pickup of the high D, like that. So I'll explain this part. So first is D, D, B, and then C natural, open D, and as you play this open D, we're gonna shift to the G here with our second finger. So we're going to the second position here. So it goes like open D, open A, and while you play that shift, and then C natural from here, it's gonna be an extension, right? So because normally it's C sharp, but C natural is half step down, so we gotta just whoop, extend. And then E is just right there, in that extended position. We're in second position still. And then A, and then here G sharp with the third finger, and then instead of going back to the fourth finger, we're gonna play open A here, because that's gonna give us time to shift back to the first position for this. think there's a typo in the sheet music here. Yeah. So it goes there, but it should go to the D like that. And then, so that's really the hard part here. So remember, natural, open A, and while you play the open A, we're gonna shift to the G here. Extension, first finger extension back to C natural. And then E is just normal up there. E, and then A, and then G sharp, A. We have to go to B, this is a typo there. So that's how the fingering here works. Let's just continue. Let's review the fingering of this part. So, last note of the first line. G, G, F, natural, double up bow. 2 and 3 and 4 and. Same thing here. While we play the open D, we're gonna shift to the C second position. Because it allows us to play the last 4 here, all on G string, so we don't have to do any string crossing. So, shift, like that. Alright, so let's try this phrase once more. 1, 2, pick up with the high D, and high D. Shift, extension, and crossover, G sharp, open A, B, C, D. Perfect, and G, up and up. Open D shift. Open G shift back. There we go. So that's how you play this phrase. Now let's go over to the next line. So next line is actually gonna be almost like the first section, only the scale part. The second line is a little bit different. So let's just play through it. Just the first line. 1 with the open, with the D, G, pick up. 1, 2, pick up. G. A, C, and. So here's where it's different. So instead of going to D, we're gonna go down to B. And then starting the phrase with a C. And it's part of the C major scale. D, E, F. E, F, G. F, G, A. And then last 2 measures. I stay in the position here. I believe in the Suzuki, they have you shift down, but I think that's unnecessary because we're gonna play in first position anyways. Next phrase. So next phrase, let's just take a look, and if you have a quick eye, let's take a listen and see if you notice anything as well. So 1, 2 with the pickup D. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and So if you have a quick eye or a quick ear, you'll notice that this phrase is exactly same phrase as two phrases before, right? So I'm sure you can guess what we're gonna play next is also gonna be the same as what we just looked over, right? So let's just play through it slowly. 1, 2 with the pickup G. G. Remember to go down to B, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, so that's gonna be just the fingerings, how you play the notes, the shifts and things like that. Let's just take a look at all the sheet music all together. And then I'm going to give out some pointers. We're also going to write out the phrasing, so color code the phrasing, so it's a little bit easier. So let's start with the beginning. So the yellow phrases are gonna be the same. And then the purple phrase starts from here, goes only till here. And then I'm gonna put, let's do green for the second. Hey, I'm gonna do green. Like that. And then it repeats again, right? So the purple phrase repeats. Until here. And then green phrase repeats again. So it's actually pretty simple piece. There's only really 3 main phrases you have to learn, right? The yellow phrase, the purple phrase, and the green phrase. So if you just break down the piece into 3 big phrases, I think it's much easier to study that way. So let's just take a look and let's play it like that, right? So we're gonna play in rhythm, in tempo, not in tempo, let's go under tempo. So dum bum 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 bum. So da dee da, that's our 8th note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. Alright? So let's just try the yellow phrases first, okay? Ready? 1 and 2 and yellow phrase. And 2 and 3 and 1 and slur and D. F sharp. G, A, B, Alright, stop. So let's take a look. Here's some pointers that I would like to write for you guys. So here, the first phrase is pretty normal. Nothing too special to talk about. But in these eighth note runs, I just want you to notice the pattern here. So the pattern here, it looks complicated, right? It looks like just a bunch of notes. But if you just take a look, it's actually just... Really, that's the main phrase there, right? So you can all the other notes is just kind of like a filler. So basically, and then we just basically the yellow notes are the important notes. So if you can point, just kind of, you don't have to give accents to it, but just that's an easy way to remember the fingering pattern, that you're just kind of going up the scale. Let's write double up bow here just to help you out. Remember. Same thing here. Same thing in the other yellow phrase, right? All right. Another thing that I should point out is for these, use elbow slash, okay, let's write smaller. Use elbow, wrist, bow motion. So what do I mean by that? So instead of using your entire arm like this, try to open up your elbow and your wrist. Use your forearm to just move back and forth like that. And we're not gonna be using too much, so just, you can see how little I'm moving, right? But I'm not moving my whole arm, I'm just moving my forearm back and forth. And it's okay if your bow is twisting like this in the beginning. After a while, you're going to learn how to kind of just like use your wrist to straighten out the bow like this. So just be aware of that. We're gonna use tiny bows. And we're gonna use our elbow, forearm, and wrist to do those eighth notes. So that's gonna be the main key point there. All right, let's take a look at the purple line. And I'm going to circle this part. Oh, that's too big. These are the three spots that are kind of tricky, as well as here, right? All right, so let's take a look at the purple phrase. I highlighted all the spots that we worked on, so those are the spots that's, you know, where we stopped. I talked about it, the shifting points, I guess, shifts, extensions, and things like that. So let's just play it under tempo, slightly under tempo, just a purple phrase, right? So 1 and 2 and pick up. Shift, extension, and open, and up, 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 shift, and shift back. Alright, So that's gonna be the main pointers in in the purple phrase. I'm just gonna put double up bows here to remind ourselves. And shifting here. Let's try the purple phrase once more. Hi Aiden, welcome to the stream. Alright, so let us play from the purple phrase once more. 1, 2, 3. Extension, up, and up, and shift. So that's gonna be the purple phrase. Another note I should make is just remember that A, you can always tune with the open A, right? And while you play that open A, we're shifting back. Alright, so now let's take a look at the green phrase. The green phrase is really pretty simple. Just remember that the only part that changes is this part, right? The scale part. So let's take a look at the green phrase now. So 1, 2, 3. Here's the different part. B, C, D, F natural, and here let's not do that shift because it's unnecessary and we're not gonna do unnecessary work. Well, instead, let's write our own fingering. Just put a dot there. Or, yeah, 0. I don't like that. I'm gonna write it. Okay, so let's try that phrase. Let me highlight the notes once again. So this is the same pattern, right? So it goes like C, C, D, D, E, E, F, F, G, right? So all the other notes are filler. If you don't want to play it, or if you kind of like forget while you're playing it, you can just kind of stick on that one note, right? So there are strategies to where if you make a mistake and you have to play through, those are kind of good ways to do it. So let's just play just the scale part, right? D, Alright, so those are going to be all the parts. So let's just play through the piece from the beginning till the end once, and let's play it with the accompaniment next. And then I think I'll call it a day for this lesson. This lesson's pretty straightforward. It's kind of taking into account all the different things that we've looked so far in the whole second book. So yeah, let's just play it from the beginning, and I'll give you a couple of pointers afterwards, something that you can do extra, and yeah, we'll play with the accompaniment to finish out. All right, so let's just play slightly under tempo, but kind of up to speed. So from the beginning till the end, with a pickup. 1, 2, and 3. Purple phrase. Shift, extension, and shift back. And up, F sharp, F natural, sorry. Shift. Shift back. Green phrase. And use your elbow. Forearm. 1, 2, 3. Shift, extension, and up, 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 shift, shift back. So that's how the whole piece sounds. There's a couple of things I would like to talk about. So I hope the fingerings and bowings are pretty... if you have any questions about it, you can always drop a comment and I'll try and sort it out. Something I want to talk about is these dynamic markings. More or less bow. So everything about dynamics is controlled by our bow. Mainly how much bow you use per note, right? So for example, let's just play open D. So if we just play open D 8th notes, right? And if you use tiny amounts of bow, it's not gonna sound too loud. But the trick is we're gonna try and use more bow on each note, right? The trick also is when you do that, you have to pull your bow, pull or push, move your bow faster. So in order for your string and bow to catch well, you kind of have to get slightly closer to the fingerboard, not literally on top of it, but kind of like near the edge. So that's gonna allow you to use more bow and just faster bow in general. So that's really the trick to doing all these dynamics. For example, in the first yellow, the yellow scale part, so less, more, more. So you can see how I'm using my bow, right? I'm starting less. I'm using a little bit of bow. A little bit more. So that's gonna be the easiest way and probably the best way to do the dynamics. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah. If you know how to vibrato, try and do vibrato as much as possible. Vibrato as much as possible. And that mainly goes for all the long notes. At least for all the half notes, try and vibrate all the half notes, like all the end phrases. That's gonna just make it prettier in general. And I think that's gonna be it in terms of all the important things I want to talk about in this piece. Just try and enjoy the piece. This is kind of like it's not a test, but it's the last piece, and it kind of uses all the different techniques that we've learned so far in this book, as well as in the first book. So yeah, just enjoy. Kind of give yourself a pat on the back for coming this far. You know, it's not an easy thing to accomplish. So yeah, really good. Now let us play with the accompaniment, and we'll end the class there. Okay. All right. Ready? that's how the piece goes. I hope this helped. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for dealing with bearing with me with the technical difficulty. That was the first time that happened, so I'll take a look at that for the next stream. But we made it. We made it to the end of book 2. So congratulations. Try and work on the last piece as much. Take it seriously, just as you would with the other pieces. Just because it's the last piece. Doesn't mean you should just ignore it, right? It's actually a pretty easy piece to go through. It just repeats a lot. So take your time learning the notes and enjoy playing it. The accompaniment part is in the description. You can always use that. And yeah, I hope this lesson helped. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. And yeah. And I will see you next week. Happy practicing. Bye.